100%. Look, my big motivation is to improve futsal here. I'm very honest. I'm not speaking for the camera, I'm very honest. All my effort is to improve futsal here. I don't have any ego. I don't have ego with national team, and we play with Indonesia. Yeah. One of the things I was like envy about, it was how you celebrate the goals in Indonesia. It's like, yeah! It's like crazy good. It's like, and I get emotion. Atas, bawah, depan, belakang, cepat, jalan, these kind of things. Belok kiri, belok kanan, putar.
Halo, Oke Zoners, kembali lagi di podcast Locker Room. Hari ini kita kedatangan tamu yang sangat spesial, sosok yang baru saja membawa Timnas Futsal Indonesia mencetak sejarah di Piala Asia Futsal 2026 dengan lolos ke partai final untuk pertama kali. Sosok itu adalah Coach Hector Souto. Halo Coach, how are you?
Hello, good. I'm recovering my voice after the tournament.
Yeah.
You scream too much.
Yeah, sometimes.
Coach, you haven't been in Indonesia for long, but you deliver remarkable winnings such as AFF Futsal, SEA Games, and reaching final of ASEAN Futsal Cup. Looking back on the journey as a coach, what stands out to you as the biggest turning point as a coach?
Well, you mean my timing here in Indonesia?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was 2 years in a club in the league, so it was very good for me to know how the ecosystem is, and it helped me too much to develop the team when I arrived to national team. So I think the most important moment for the new national team in this new era is when we meet each other in Milan during 2 months at the very beginning in September and October 2024, because in that moment we set the basis of our national team, and it was crucial for us. We have a pretty good communication in there. We share a lot of things between players, staff, and myself, and this is the foundation of the success we have in AFF, and after that in Four Nations World Series, because we were also runner-up in there. The Four Nations World Series 2, we also were runner-up. The SEA Games that we got the golden medal, and unfortunately we were runner-up in AFC, and that's all.
Yeah, so, okay. You said that you arrived here with Bintang Timur Surabaya, and you coached them for 2 seasons. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, 2 seasons. And how does it help you to know the players, the Indonesian players? Like the ones you have here in national team?
Okay, it's very simple, because when I was in the league, in the club, we always make analysis of every single club. We used to watch a lot of videos from our opponents, so we really know the style of gameplay, and also the individual skills of every single player. So there were in each club some remarkable player that I always like. So when I have the chance to go to national team, before I signed my contract, I already spoke with federation. Look, in my opinion, those are the 50 best players that are in Indonesia. We must work with them, and if someone new arrive, like nowadays are arriving under 19 players, we should consider. So it was really helpful to be here before, to understand the culture, so I could start like not from the very beginning. I could start like with a shortcut. That for us it was very important.
Which moment do you think was the most decisive during AFC Futsal Asian Cup 2026 cup campaign that lead the team to reach the final, considering this is the Indonesia best ever achievement in the tournament?
The key point in the tournament, you mean? Yep. The key point in the tournament was the game with two games were key point. The game with Kyrgyzstan was pretty important to get the victory in that game, and the game with Vietnam was a key point for us, because it means we reach semi-final, we break our limits, and it was a really difficult game. We will face them again in AFF and in the Asian tournaments, and Vietnam is also getting stronger.
Yeah, before that, Vietnam losing Indonesia at SEA Games.
Yeah, exactly. So it was a turning point for us because we reached semi-final, and then when we arrived to semi-final with Japan, we already play a friendly game with them before the tournament, and I say to my players, if we correct this, and this, we can defeat them, and it happened. And with Iran, I asked many times to coach David Ramos, that is assistant in the national team of Iran, that I would like to play friendly game with them before the tournament. They didn't agree. Maybe if they agreed today, we could have the cup. We never know. But the key points were the game with Kyrgyzstan and the game with Vietnam.
Okay. You said the game with Vietnam, and correct me if I'm wrong. You said that you did not satisfy with the performance after the game against Vietnam. I spoke to Iqbal a few weeks ago. He said that you are a very detailed person. You always stress to have a better performance than the result. If you do a good play, then you will have the best results. Is that important for you, the performance over the result?
Of course. I know that my managers will fire me if my results are not good, because that's the reality in sport. But I also know that if the team don't perform well, it's impossible to get victories. So we must realize that we must be focusing the things we can improve from the team. We cannot improve if we will shoot inside the goal or outside the goal. So what we need to prepare is attacking systems, defensive systems, transition, set pieces, etc., and try to perform well in the competition. If we do, we will be closer to the victory. So this is my style of being coach. I try to teach the important things in the game, really detailed. I try to do it detailed. I don't know if I am really detailed or not, but I try to do it detailed to make the player arrive in the competition with certain advantage with the opponent. If our players know really well what they do in certain situations, it will be more easy for us to compete with them.
Despite being proud of the team's placement, you have expressed some dissatisfaction with the team's performance, precisely after match the Vietnam. What made you feel unsatisfied, and how did you communicate that to the players?
Well, I was strong with them. It was on strategy as well, because I would like they realize that playing like this way we cannot defeat Japan. So I tell them, and we the staff is playing in video which were the points we didn't like, and we gave Vietnam many situations that they could score, and especially our build-up was not good. We didn't play well in attack. In my opinion, we played really low standard. We should play much better. And power play defense was also not as good as I expected. So when I finished this game, I say, for the spectators and for the manager, maybe it's good we reached the semi-final. But we have the responsibility to make this national team play under international standards, because I'm trying to push the limits to do that. So if we have the responsibility, we must take care about how we play in attack, about how we defend, about every single detail. Not only being lead in the game and just throw the ball far away. So I say them that we must try to be the main actors in the game, not only allow the opponent to do it. I think in some minutes with Japan we play really well. And with Iran it's more difficult, because at the end they have the individual skills of higher level in the world, and it's complicated, but we also try to do our best against them. And as you say, I always focus in performance. I cannot focus in results. Even we are having really good results.
It's okay. Do you give specific instructions for certain players, like maybe, let's say, Israr, you move there, you move here, you play a little bit deeper, or you shoot there? Do you give such specific?
Of course I do. I give my idea. I'm a really open mind person regarding training. I mean, I propose then what I think is logical. Okay, we speak about how the players must be in the space, okay, because the game is changing always, and I share with them the main options they have to succeed. In here you have the option A, B, and C. If the opponent do A, you have the option B. If the opponent do B, you have the option C and maybe A, and then you are always explaining them like that, and you need time to make them understand these situations, and you create in the trainings specific situations for that specific key moments, or not only key moments, but that specific moment in the game. So yeah, I say, you must play here. If happen this, you must appear here. If happen this, you must appear here. Sometimes he come and say, but coach, the defender was like this. Oh, if the defender were like this, then you have to move there because of that. And yeah, I did. Okay, I tried, but maybe I arrived late. I say, if you tried, even you arrive late, it's not a problem because you already know what you have to do, and you will do the next time much better. So it's kind of communication I have with them.
In the Asian Cup final, Indonesia under immense pressure and even held until extra time before losing on penalties on Iran. In your opinion, what mental strength did Indonesian players show that allowed them to perform like that?
The first, they are hard workers. I have to recognize that my players are hard workers. The second, I am really tough in the training with them. If they don't perform well, I always say to them clearly. I clearly say to them, you are not performing well. I didn't like the training. Like this, we are going nowhere. We have to recognize we are not the strongest country in Asia. So our succeed depends a lot on how hard we can work. If the day we think we are superstars, we are dead. We cannot do anything in Asia. So our mental strength is built in the trainings, in my opinion, and our mental strength is also built in the meetings, because I explain them really well. There could be 2 or 3 scenarios in this game. If the scenario A, we must react like this because this, and this. In the scenario B, should be like this, and this because this, and this. And in the scenario C, should be this, and this. So you must be ready to approach all the scenarios, and you must be sometimes resilient, and sometimes you must have the courage to try to play even the opponent is strong, etc. Because if no, it will be very difficult to succeed. And I also try always to use data to explain them. You check this situation, they do a lot of times, you must be aware about, and I think this combination of explaining them how the game will be, how are the details of opponent, and how they must act in all scenarios, help them to lead with the game.
Okay. Again, I spoke with Iqbal a few weeks ago. Like I said earlier, he said that you are an open, an honest person, and you always try to communicate with them. And do you speak directly with, I think, certain players, or do you speak to Iqbal for the others?
Usually, or 99.9% of times, I speak with the team, with everyone, with all of them. Yeah. And if there is something I am not as good maybe as another coach, is about individual meetings. I don't have many individual meetings with them. I do always with the group, because I prefer they know each other. And speaking, if there is some individual problem, of course I treat it individually. But I think we are under the hashtag Satu Keluarga, and we have a pretty good communication and honest and humble between each other. So that's why our team is really compact and really solid, if you can say that, because everyone knows what everyone should help to the team. So in that moment, it's really important they collaborate each other, and I'm really proud not only about the result, but how well they treat each other, how much they respect each other. It looks like a real family, and no matter if we call up some new players, they will always be well treated, and the seniors will always try to teach him. So the thing I am most proud is not only about the trophies and the medals, it's about the behavior of my players inside the game, because they are warriors and I love it, and outside the game. And from here I would like to say you all thank you. You know I am a crazy coach, but you are doing really, really well, and I'm really proud of you.
Gracias. That's a really strong statement from him. That's really good.
On several occasions, you mentioned there is a gap between Indonesia and Asian elite like Japan or Iran. From the AFC Asian Cup Futsal, from your experience, what key lessons do you want to bring into the next national training camp?
Well, the speed of the game is faster when you play against Japan and against Iran. You could see the individual skills are better, so they can play faster. So for us, it's a little bit more difficult because we are used that in PFL or in Southeast of Asia we play certain speed, but when you go to higher level, things should usually happen faster. So what we need is to work on that kind of situations and try to make everything go faster during the trainings. And I think we are approaching that moment that we can start to do it, but at the end we need our players in the clubs and by themselves train themselves, because they are already checking that Iran are super strong players, that Thailand are super strong players, that Japan are super strong players, Kyrgyzstan super strong players. So we know we have a gap on about biotype, like usually Indonesian players are more skinny, not so strong, not so tall, etc. But we need to overcome this problem and try to catch up by ourselves. Last day I was having breakfast when the TC finished. We stay in the hotel, but we have free breakfast. Everyone could go free time. And I meet one of the players of the team in there, and the player shared with me his concern that it was, hey coach, maybe if we all one by one in his club and by his own train strongly and take care about his nutrition and take care about his rest and take care about going to the gym and get stronger, maybe in 2 years we really have chance to join World Cup. I say, yeah, this is what I say to you. At the end, you will be with me almost just 60 days in the year. I just can ask you to play certain way, but I don't have time to invest with you to go every day 1 hour to the gym. This is something that you do by yourself. And not only this generation that is playing in national team, I think it's more easy to implement in the next generations, because they are coming with no habits, and it will be easy to insert in them the habits to be more responsible for nutrition, for sleep, and to take care about themselves. Because when at the end we can speak about futsal player or athletes, so in here unfortunately most of them are futsal players, and we have very few athletes in the team, and what we need is they became athletes.
It's not only just
as I say you, I'm not complaining with them. I really love all of them. Okay, I really appreciate them like you are. But it's true that when you arrive, when you reach certain level, like with Iran or Japan, you can see the difference in the thing that are you a player or you are an athlete. And we need athletes nowadays. We are trying to push the league to be more professional. We are trying to push the national team to compete with the strongest national teams in the world. So we need athletes, because the stronger national teams in the world have athletes.
Okay, that's you have already spoken about how to close the gap with the elites, and you already said that your ultimate goal is not winning the trophies, but to take this national team to the World Cup, to the 2028 Futsal World Cup. What is your plan to reach there, and how do you prepare the team from now to the qualification next year?
The most strategic.
Yeah.
Well, the first, I cannot promise you that we can go to the World Cup, because I cannot control results. I cannot promise you we could win the next AFFs, because I don't control results. So this should be very clear in the mind of everyone. In sports, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and you are still the same. If we play the AFC next week, maybe in our group we don't qualify. You never know. So it goes well, we play well, we did good things, but about results you never know. So the plan, the real good plan, is to keep the player we have, because they already show they are good, and step by step, if appears someone, try to incorporate him to make the team stronger. It should be someone that follow the rules of the team, that have good behavior inside the team, that work hard. So the profile we are looking for is this. And also improve the grassroots categories to make more youth players arrive to professional level. Also, in this morning we have the press con with Jose Tirado, that is one of the, not one, maybe the best manager in the world. He's president of Palma Futsal. And it's really important for us that the league improve, but not only the league, the clubs must improve. You cannot ask, you can ask Iran to reach the World Cup because they have good players, good ecosystem, good salaries, everything is good in there. You cannot expect that our players are ready to play the World Cup if you don't give our players from the club the best conditions you can fight for them, the best coaches, the best nutrition, the best rest, the best condition in the trainings, during the trainings, the best conditions when you finish the training with the therapists, with the gym. If you don't give a gym for them, how can you pretend they are strong? And some clubs in here don't have gym in the facilities. So these kind of things are really, really important, and we need to make it happen, to have a stronger competition, stronger players, and players more able to play not only national team, also to be able in future to play abroad if possible.
Yeah. Looking ahead, what are the short-term and long-term target with the futsal national team?
Well, the shortest term will be the AFF. In AFF, we should consider many situations to call up the players. Maybe these players, after SEA Games and after AFC, need to rest a little bit because they are coming with us long way last year, training a lot with us, and also maybe they need to recover a little bit to play the second part of the league. Okay, and maybe it's a good time the AFF to introduce new players in national team and let them check in the competition without the expectation of being champion. Just let them compete under our standards and try themselves. And we also will check if they are able to compete that level or not. And after that, our plan is to play abroad some tournaments, incorporating not only the youth ones, also the senior ones that are playing with us, playing some tournaments abroad, and make us continue growing against the best team, all the best national teams all around the world. That's one of our main targets, because at the end, in short time, in 2028, first in 2027, in September, we will have surely the qualifiers for AFC. 2028, we will have the AFC that will be the qualifier for the World Cup. Yep. So I think we don't have much time. Maybe people think, 2028. I'm 44 years old. Yesterday I was 20 years old. Yeah. Yesterday I was 20. And time goes really fast. Yep. Yesterday I was winning with BTS the league. Yesterday I signed with national team, and already go 1 year and a half after I signed with national team. So the time goes fast, and 1 year and a half will come very fast. And if we don't realize that we must prepare well ourselves, we maybe fail in the qualification. So it can happen. It can happen. We have an extraordinary coach in here before me, that is Marcos Sorato. He's really good coach, and he didn't succeed in qualifier. Yeah. It can happen with me as well. Yeah. So what we should do, we must prepare ourselves the best we can, and when we arrive there, we must be sure we have chance to qualify. So that's our job. Convince the player they must improve themselves. Convince the clubs that is not enough yet. Is not enough. We are really far from the standards of the world, and we are trying to bring here the best people to help them, and we are trying to find the best strategies to help them, and we are trying to have the best ecosystem we have. You said to me that my target is to qualify for the World Cup, and I'm sorry, but you are wrong. You are wrong. My target is not qualify for the World Cup. My target is to give a legacy for all Indonesian futsal, and the legacy is not about the national team. The legacy is about to have youth competitions with year schedule, good ecosystem in the league, because at the end my target is, of course I would like for myself and for the team and for the player we have to qualify for World Cup, but my target is in the upcoming years, Indonesia is always a candidate to qualify for World Cup, not only someone that is trying, someone that in reality they can qualify for World Cup. So we must invest in future, we must invest in the legacy we bring. We give to the coaches the legacy we give to the youth players, making them maybe going abroad, the coaches and the players, making the managers also go abroad to check how another competitions are working. So this is my effort. Today we have here Jose Tirado. It was half my effort, half federation effort, and we are trying to give them all the very best. We are really open to collaborate with them, always under every single situation, and this is what we have to do.
Okay, you spoke about giving to push the player go abroad, to have a career abroad. Do you think your players right now have the qualities to play abroad? Like maybe not in Europe, maybe in Asia, in Japan, or
well, some of them sure have the potential to play in Asian leagues, sure, and some of them, few of them have the potential to play abroad. Abroad in Europe, because in Europe the biotype of the players is really different than here. Regarding tactics, maybe some of them can. Regarding technique, maybe some of them can if they are strong. If they are not strong, it's impossible. So for me, to be honest, the real gap we have is, sorry to say, the youth leagues are not enough developed. So the coaches are not good enough in youth leagues. I'm sorry, because I watch the games. The coaches are not good enough. The teams don't play under the standards they must play. I know it's difficult for local people to accept that. I'm not blaming them. I'm saying that we must create the ecosystem that allow them to learn this and allow them to maybe join some club abroad, even they are in grassroots, or make someone from abroad that are experts in youth divisions, explaining them how they should prepare their players, etc. It's also true, another thing we must improve is facilities, because I can say this, and like our coaches are not good enough, but also our coaches are really good because they are training their teams under not the best conditions, with low salaries, with not good facilities. So maybe the ones that build facilities must be aware of they are not doing good enough. They are not creating the conditions. I think futsal is the proper sport in Indonesia, if we are speaking about team sports, to be developed and succeed. And what I know is we have a lot of basketball courts here that don't have the dimensions to play futsal, and that's, in my opinion, crazy. How can you invest in a big court that don't have the dimensions to play every single sport? Not only futsal, only handball, badminton, etc. So it's like, I cannot understand from my European mentality, I cannot understand how can you build facilities like that. And what I think is we must build facilities for everyone and must make everyone play our sport. And then once we have that conditions, the coaches, I'm sure, will be better because they will have the conditions to do it.
Which current Indonesia national player, team player, who is the most deserving to play abroad?
All are deserving to play abroad because all of them are always
warrior.
All are warriors and try so hard. But maybe for the characteristics, the one that nowadays is closer are the younger one, because they are still starting. They have more potential to learn. So the ones that are a little bit older, of course they can go and maybe they can have in the short time better performance. But in my opinion, for foreign clubs, it's more interesting to invite younger one because they have more potential to be developed. With this, I don't say that for the foreign clubs must be focusing the younger one, because we have excellent players between 27 and 30 years old that can join any club. But it's true that we have one player that is clear for everyone that did amazing in a very strong game, that is Irrar Megantara, that is strong, he is a real athlete, and every year he surprised me more because he's improving and improving and improving.
Just 21,
just 21, and he's always improving. A really good personality, really willing to learn Spanish and English. He's an athlete that is a role model for the next generations. If you are listening this and you are 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, I think you must follow Irrar Megantara, not in social media. No, you must follow him about his habits, how well he treats himself. You can see his body, and you can see how professional he is, taking care about his sleeping time, about his gym time. So this is the profile of player we need in this country. Good habit, not smoking, eating well, not eating only not eating bad food, like taking care about eating protein, eating Bluth is like, I don't know how to say in English,
What?
but also creatine,
Yeah.
etc. So this kind of players is the players we need to look for.
Okay, you bring Israel to the table. Okay, you say Israel said that you told him to forget his failure at the finals, the penalty kick, or you going to kill him. So how important is the message for him?
I don't know, you must ask him, no? But yeah, for me, Israel is a magnificent player. It's like someone that I bring to national team because I knew him from BTS and from Alus. It's curious, but my first game in Indonesia, Israel played 1 minute and I automatically say, Mr. Dimas, my president in BTS, I want this player next season because I saw huge potential in an 18 years old player. And I think he must forget because he will have a long career. And for example, Tajevi won the AFC,
Yeah.
but I saw Tajevi in 2014 missing a penalty in Vietnam and they lost against Japan. So today you win, tomorrow you lose, today you lose, tomorrow you win. So to fail a penalty in a final of AFC with 21 years old must not be something that stresses you, must be something you should feel proud about, because to be honest, I appoint the first fifth that should shoot, and then I ask who would like to shoot. Maybe he was the only one that was brave enough to say I will shoot. And with 21 years, this shows a lot of character and personality, and I really appreciate from him. And I also, when I look at him, I always see how well he compete one AFC with 21 years old with every single national team, and how much is he developing, and I'm really proud of being part of his sportive life. And if you say something to me bad about him, I will not allow it, because I think he's almost the perfect man. Now I have a doctor. It's big different age, but if same age, I will recommend for my doctor to.
Okay, the first question is
Chemistry.
okay, the chemistry. How do you build the chemistry between the team? How do you build a relationship with with the players, and how to bond the team as one? Do you have any specific strategy, or do you have specific?
I think I am an horizontal leader. You know, like I treat everyone more or less the same. For me, the kit man is as important as the pivot in his functions, of course. And I think this is the key of our team. We respect each other. We really explain what we need in every single situation and every single scenario. We also give them free time to don't push them too much during the concentration, to have thousands of meetings. We have the meetings we have to have. We say them, we explain them that they also need to take their free time, they have life. And I think we have inside the national team, we have a pretty good ecosystem where we make a lot of jokes between each other. I many times insult them in a funny way, and I think that chemistry that we spend a lot of time together in the best way is the best thing you can do for your team. And also, of course, if I treat them very well but I don't teach them in the right way, they will not trust me. But I think we are doing good things. We always have good communication, and we always have a lot of respect for each other, and that's the thing we are building, and I think it's working really well. And as I say, I feel really comfy inside national team. I hope my players when come, or our players, sorry, when come, they feel really comfortable as well, because it's what I try to do, create the comfortable space for them. So nowadays, if you arrive to national team, it's really complex if you arrive new in national team, because the senior players already know a lot, and you arrive with maybe different idea in your brain, and to get everything takes time. But we are step by step incorporating player, and in the last list we have Yogi Saputra that joined the team. We incorporate Dewa again in the last events of the year. We incorporate Red Sagunawan also in the last event of the year. So we incorporate Andy Caret, that is progressively going inside. We incorporate also Chris Jamo, that is also progressively going inside. And in future we will have more. What happened that nowadays we have certain level as a team, and they must speed up their performance, because it's difficult, because another one's already working with me 4 months, 5 months in different in different phases.
Okay. So the second question is, we gain the momentum about thanks to the AFC Asian Cup, and the people they are interested in futsal. They paid a lot of attention in futsal right now because of what happened in AFC Asian Cup. And can you give us a percentage about this is already an established, let's say this is an established ecosystem. Let's say it's 40 or 50% in your opinion. So how far that you can take it to grow? Maybe 70 or 80%?
I would like to 100%. Look, my big motivation is to improve futsal here. I'm very honest, and I'm not speaking for the camera, I'm very honest. All my effort is to improve futsal here. I don't have any ego. I don't have ego.
Yep.
Of course, I don't allow the ones that have ego to lie in my face, because this is not good for the ecosystem. But I have zero ego. It's not Hector Souto who wins, it's not Hector Souto's history maker, no, it's everyone who helped, and the contribution of everyone is very important. I'm not that stupid to think that I am the only thing in this ecosystem. I'm not that stupid. I'm really down to the earth. I'm really down to the earth, and I really know that we need everyone. So the next step should be very clear, and it's really, really clear. We need to improve the competitions. To improve the competitions, the clubs must commit each other, ones to the others, to work together to create a better competition, because it happened in Spain before, overall in amateur tournament, that you expect a lot from the organizer. But the league, to be honest, is a agreement between 12 clubs to play a competition. So the most important is how the clubs collaborate to make this big.
Okay.
They have to compete in the pitch. These are the players and the coaches. But outside the pitch, the managers, the CEOs, they should collaborate each other to make from futsal instead one sport, one market. We need to create the market. If we create that market that is sustainable by itself and that attract many spectators to the pitch, that we see that they are willing to join, that attract brands that want to sponsor us because we are the best sport we can have in here is futsal. And if we attract them, then futsal will grow itself. But the most important is the clubs understand they must collaborate to improve. Not just waiting for a subsidy from here or from there, no. They must create their own marketing, they must create their own media strategy, but the media strategy must be also aligned with the PFL media strategy, because at the end PFL is an operator or is a company, okay, that have all the power. But in future, I know, this power will be shared with the clubs if the clubs works well. So that's the idea. This is the idea we had, and that's why Mr. Jose Tirado is here, to make the clubs understand how we work in Spain. All clubs, of course, compete each other, but all clubs collaborate in the benefit of futsal in the country. I'm sorry to say, my experience in the past is the clubs are more or less fighting each other to get the tournament. This is important, but it's not the most important thing. Like in few months ago, I saw some post about referees. This not help us to grow. This is very wrong. This is completely wrong. Not AFF, about referees. We cannot post in our official social media of the clubs about referees. Referees are doing their job. I know referees are doing a big effort to improve. What we have to do is meet the referees in meetings, not in social media, because the spectator doesn't know what we mean. So what we need to do is create strategies and habits and try to be professional. It cannot happen that a club make a pre-season of 2 or 3 weeks. Pre-season minimum is 6 weeks. So all clubs must do pre-season of 6 weeks. All clubs must have really professional staff. All clubs must have really professional marketing strategy, really professional management. And when we have all of this and they collaborate all together, people will come, because our sport is amazing. We cannot see any more fightings in the pitch. We cannot see any more referees allowing violence in the pitch, because nobody wants a futsal like that. No one wants a futsal like that. We cannot see the players going inside the pitch, the bench player going inside the pitch to avoid a fight. We cannot see this kind of things. This is all standards. We need new standards. So futsal is not an aggressive sport. The aggressive people must be outside futsal. And if the referee don't take these aggressive people outside futsal, the club itself must punish his player for this behavior, because this kind of behavior is against the benefit of the competition. I don't know if you see, but in the game with Japan, one player from Japan take from the neck one of our players. Immediately, some of our players jump in the pitch. I took them outside and I sit them one by one in the bench, because this is not good for our national team. This is not good for our image. And this is a message for players. If you are getting hot during the game, it's your problem. Get relaxed, because this is not good for our sport and this is not what we are looking for.
How do you see Pro Futsal League as the backbone of the national player development?
Well, it's very important, and they are doing good. They are doing good. There are clubs that are doing a good job, and I'm really happy with the staff of some clubs, and most of clubs are doing a good job. We need to improve a little bit, I'm honest, but we are doing in the good way. We are going step by step better. The league is getting better, tactically, physically, technically. I hope we can give them, because I'm fighting a lot for them, to give them parquet in the league, because it will help us a lot to play much better, much more beautiful. The player will enjoy much more. We already changed the ball we have at the beginning, and the ball is much better. They are happy with them, and these kind of things, I will be behind, always supporting them, because I know if the clubs that do good in the trainings, in the games, etc., for me will be much more easy.
Okay, so right now the players are back with the clubs. Okay, do you give some suggestions for them for the daily basis? Like, you have to train this with your club. You have to improve this aspect with your club. Did you give some?
To be honest, not yet. And to do this, the first I must respect the coaches in the clubs. I must speak with them about that situation. Also, I can give some advice to the players. I already did with some of them. But they know me really, really well, and I always correct their mistakes, their bigger mistakes, so they know more or less where the things go. And I think Evan and Albaguir already say in some podcasts that I always take care about all of them, or I always ask if they are doing well, if they are, if they need something, etc. And I will be always like that, because at the end I am like their father. I have to take care about their ecosystem, and this is my responsibility as head coach. As I say, I'm not someone that can here to work 1 week with national team. I'm someone that are always following the competition and always trying my best, and if I don't reach more, is or because I don't know, or because I don't have the power to do it.
Okay. How would you describe how your describe relationship with the player, more professional or personal, or both?
I have both. I think I have good relationship with them. Yeah. For me, the first is the person. For me, the most important thing is the person. Once you have good personal treatment, then you can start to speak about another things. But if you don't treat well the player, they will never. They maybe appreciate the way you are coach, but they will never appreciate you deeply. And this national team now have chemistry, and it's because we treat each other really well. I'm from a small village in Galicia, in Spain. And in my village, the name is Chantada. You can go there. I invite you to go there. We are really humble people that treat each other really well, really good neighborhood. And this is I cannot separate the way I lead with the way I live. So I think that's our stronger point. We have really good chemistry between each other.
Do you sometimes ask your player to hang out with you, to have a coffee, or doing something extra?
No, we do it not personally, but we did with the team. In the middle of competitions, we had 2 days. One of the days we went together for coffee. We pay the coffee with the penalties we have, like you arrive late, you pay, etc. And also I contribute a little bit, because the penalty, they are having a really good behavior, so really small money in penalties. So I have to be the sponsor of the coffee. Okay, but yeah, of course I can go with them anywhere. Not only with them, with the media teams, etc. Yeah, sure. I have pretty good relationship with them. Not with the managers, more with the media team and with the players and staff.
Is there a player you see as someone with a great potential to become a team leader in the coming years without Islar?
Young, you mean young?
Young players.
Young
that,
players.
That could be a leaders, and
Leaders.
that could be a protege, Indonesian protege for the future.
Nowadays, maybe in under 19 there is some profile that could be, but of course, you say Irrar is maybe good for leader, but we need to create him. We don't know yet because there are few young players in the league. The league majority of players are over 25 years old. That is good, but is at the same time bad. In my opinion, the coaches must give more minutes to youth players and try to find the youth players. I know it's not easy because I was in that situation and it's not simple, but we try to force from federation because we are building things that we didn't release yet that are good for youth players. So the most the clubs believe in your players, the more options from the league we can give for them to maybe go abroad, maybe. Okay, we cannot release the information, but there are good things coming, so hopefully the clubs can give more time to young players and we can see the new leaders in the Indonesian futsal, because as Mr. Kensuke, first Mr. Jori built with Samuel Eko, Rio Pangestu, Alba Agir, Sauki Saud, Ancha, Ardian Sanur. Then Kensuke Takahashi did with Rizky Xavier, there were Rizky, Firman Ardianza. Okay, so I always forget someone, I'm sorry. Habibi, etc. We need now to do the same with the next generations that we are trying in under 19, in under 16. We found good players in there. We need to give them chance to express themselves as leaders and as players.
Okay, do you have any words for the supporters? Because we saw you were so emotional after the game against Japan. You were crying in the pitch, and do you see, how do you see the support from the people from the stands?
Crazy good. I love it. I hope we can always play AFC here. It's crazy good. It's super good. The supporters in Indonesia are, how can I describe? They live the game by themselves. I mean, they are inside the game. It looks like they are living the game, not just outside watching. They are connected to the game. Our team, I think, feel that chemistry, and our team can get connected as well with them. And as you can see, one of the things when I was in Vietnam working with national team and we play with Indonesia, one of the things I was like envy about it was how you celebrate the goals in Indonesia. It's like, it's like crazy good. It's like, and I get emotional. I remember Hansi Flick when he say the change from Bayern Munich to Barca. That I don't know. This club made me feel something I never feel before.
Okay.
I think Indonesia made me feel things that I have never felt before. I was in Ferrol, in Parulo, that it was pretty good atmosphere as well, and I cannot compare because it was really good. But in here, it's like it goes inside me and it transforms me. And it's the same Hansi Flick say about comparison between Bayern Munich and Barcelona. I'm feeling here. And in here, I'm having feelings that I never have before, and sometimes I cannot control. I can control, but it's difficult to handle the emotion because the way that 10,000 people celebrate for example, the last goal against Iran, that we were leading 5-4, it was like crazy. When the people, I jump, I think I touched the roof and went down.
You can touch the roof.
It was super crazy moment.
You are now a star in Indonesia. Really, you are a really
No, I am a foreign person working in Indonesia.
But
that because of what the team do, maybe people recognize me, but I'm not a star.
Okay, with the huge support from the supporter like we have in AFC Asian Cup, do you see it as a burden, or do you see it as a positive way to help them, to motivate the team? How big?
Very big, very big. Really, really big. With our people, we are almost undefeatable. Only if you have penalties. If no, you cannot defeat us. So, really, really, it's really good to play. It's really, 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 really good to play in front of our supporters.
So, for the opponent, is it intimidating? Let's say that if you play abroad with Indonesian national team and you see the stands filled with the people, 10,000, does it intimidate you? Like like we intimidate the opponent?
Sorry for what I will say. I don't wanna disrespect anyone. But we went to Thailand with 3,000 people in Korat, and we made them shut up. And we went to Thailand in Nothamburi, and we made them shut up. So depends on what you do on the pitch. But if Iran scores 6 goals and we don't score any, maybe the people not the same. So first from the in the warming up, we need from the stands. Then when start the game, we need to fight, like I say, until champion. Sampai juara. And then the people upstairs will get connected. And this is, I think this is a good feeling we are sharing. It's perfect.
Have you ever found challenging to adapt futsal Indonesia culture?
At the beginning, when I arrived to the club, yes. In the national team, no. In the national team, it was funny because after 1 week, Ardian Sanur told me, hey coach, 1 week ago before you come, I have conversation with some BTS players that know you really well, like Rio, like Samuel, Sauki, like Iqbal. And they all, you will see with Hector, he has a character, difficult to handle. But after 1 week, I find you different, I find you normal person that, because in BTS I watch much more stronger than here. Because in BTS I have to teach from the beginning. What one of the things I did in the first meeting in the national team is say, okay, to the BTS players is, you have worked with me long time, you have to help me to transfer what we did in there to national team, to make everyone understand. So since that moment, this became an horizontal leadership because everyone shared with everyone. And since that moment, we always have tactic board in both benches during the training. So one of the things I don't allow them is they play one situation in the game, they know it's wrong, and they don't speak about, no. If it's wrong, you must go. When you change to rest during the training, you must speak. If here I need you pass me here because of this. So this is not only the coach sharing, is the player, after I implement everything, the player correct each other. For example, set piece, you could see that in this competition, sorry to say, I'm down to the earth and I don't have any ego, but I think we were the best thing in set piece. Attack and defense. Attack and defense. Only in the final we made a mistake that it was important, but it's okay. And we already studied, but it's okay, can happen, it's normal, it's a sport. And I think in set piece, they have to teach each other continuously, because the new players that arrive, they arrive with not a really good background, and in national team we have a lot of set piece because not everyone defends the same way, not everyone attack the same way, so we have many variations in set piece that make our team really strong in set piece. But when you arrive with not much knowledge, if only me, is impossible. So I say to the seniors, you must teach him this, you must teach him this, you must teach him this. Speaking Indonesian about this. So that's why I say it's horizontal leadership, because everyone share with everyone. Sometimes during the game I say to my assistant, hey, correct this guy this. Or maybe I say to the players, when change, hey, say him about what he has to do in this situation. And then the player go and correct the player. This is like, what I say is a good family, because everyone can collaborate in every single situation.
Satu keluarga.
Yeah, satu keluarga.
So, okay, satu keluarga. How does your, I'm sorry. How your Indonesian language, can you already speak in bahasa?
Saya coba bicara, tapi saya malas. Dan saya tinggal 1 bulan ini, 1 bulan Spanyol. So I don't have I disconnect little bit from bahasa when I go back to Spain. And this is my problem, that I'm not consistent, but nowadays I realize that to share important message with the local people, with Indonesian, I really need to learn Bahasa Indonesia, so I need to make the commitment to start to study Bahasa Indonesia, at least to have a minimum communication. Tapi saya bisa bicara sedikit, tapi tidak bisa bicara banyak. Example, atas, bawah, depan, belakang, cepat, jalan, these kind of things. Belok kiri, belok kanan, putar, this no problem. But another things, problem.
Coach, when facing South Korea in AFC Asian Cup, you mentioned an early goal is the key for victory. How do you build the competitive mentality within your squad?
To compete in this game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I show them the weakness of the opponent, and we try to face that.
Them.
Yeah, to explore it, and it's like that. And we succeed at the beginning, so it was the perfect plan, more or less, because start the competition winning 1 or 2-0 at the beginning is like, okay, now we can just play and play and play and play. Because if you don't score, it can happen that they recover one ball, make a transition. It's difficult. So it was what happened with Iran, with us. They didn't score, we scored 3, then they tried to catch up, and it was more or less like this. And yeah, against Korea it was good. I think they have tremendous potential, Korea, but if they don't explore the potential they have, it's good for us until now.
Yeah, it will be good for us. Of course, the previous tournament, the AFC Asian Cup, it raises people's expectation. Do you have any message for the fans? I mean, don't burden the players. That you have to reach certain levels. You have to wait. And every time you compete in a competition, you have to be the champions. You have to win. No. Sometimes people think that we have to be the champion. So, what are your message for them?
That they are wrong.
Yeah.
And it's not like that. It doesn't work like that. We just need to prepare every single game the best we can with the players we have. Go to the game, try to do our plan, and try to play our best. Not only the plan, also the player must play the game. They must realize that they have to play, not just follow a plan. They have to play, because at the end we cannot control everything from the staff. And just that. The next tournament will be exactly the same. We will prepare the first game. After the first game, we will prepare the second game. After the second game, the third game, and like this until the end. Because, as I say to you, I have big ego or not? No. So if I don't have big ego, it's because I know we can win or lose every single game. Yeah. So if I don't have big ego after what we have done in here, how can people have this high expectation? Look, in BTS the first season, we lost 1 game in local league because the COVID situation that we play with only 5 players, and we lost one game in AFF. So it's 2 games, okay? We became champions of PFL first time for BTS, AFF. The next year, we lost 1 game with Pendekar, the second PFL. With national team, in 2024, we didn't lose any game from 11 games we played. 6 friendly matches, 5 official matches in AFF, and we got the championship. In 2025, we played the 4 Nations World Series, we lose with Argentina. We played another 4 Nations World Series, we lose with Latvia. Then we played 2 friendlies against Australia, and we won both, and we play in SEA Games, and we only lose with Vietnam, and became a golden medal. So in 2024 we didn't lose any game. In 2025 we lost 3, and we get with Unreal Dualai the China tournament. Okay, we lost 3 games, and then we prepared the AFC, and we lost 2 friendly games at the beginning before the competition with Tajikistan and Japan, and we won 3 and draw 2 games during the competition. So if after this background in 4 years losing 5 games, getting 2 PFL, 1 AFF club, 1 AFF national team, 1 SEA Games, and runner-up in penalties in the 6th penalty with Iran, the best national team in Asia. If I say you that we should not have expectations, is because a reason. Is because I have a real reason for that. What we should do is prepare well. And what supporters should do is, even we lose, they must be there. Because the day we lost with Vietnam, I really feel brave. I feel really bad because many people point our players. I don't care about myself, but as I say at the end when we got the medal, to speak bad about our players, you must be very sure they will not give their 100%. And my commitment with the spectators is, under my direction, our players will always give their 100%.
Okay, mantap. Overall, how would you assess Indonesia performance at the AFC Asian Futsal Cup compared to your expectation before the tournament?
Our players did it great. We did much better than my expectation. I think we could compete. But I didn't think we could compete that consistent all the games. We were super consistent all the games, just as is normal against Iran. Some minutes we were not really consistent, but I congratulate my players. It's all their effort, all their job, and they did really well, much better than I did. If we have to congratulate someone, it's the players, the collective. Yeah, not me, not my staff. They did really well. So if you want to praise someone, all the merits for them because they did really well.
Coach, the last question. Can you mention the best 5 futsal player on the world?
Nowadays.
All the time.
Let me think about Al-Bagir, Suni Rizky, Ipul. Let me think. Andrew. Oh, BBS, good option. BBS, and Evan Sumilena. This is my top 5 nowadays. Nowadays is my top 5 in the world.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Zanars.
Something for Indonesian supporter futsal.
Dear supporters, keep engaged to our sport because our sport is amazing. We are not playing just futsal. We are bringing you experience, bringing you amazing moments, not only with national team, with PFL. I think what we are building in Indonesia is great. We are working hard behind the scenes to bring this sport to be a really big show, and we would like that in the next 5-10 years this will be the main thing that people would like to see wherever the league or the national team is playing. So keep engaged with us because we promise we will surprise you real soon.
Okay.